Like a pro, grow like a beast, unlock your team's superpower. We have an exciting session focused on leadership and team dynamics, crucial for driving growth in business. Our next speaker is someone who knows how to bring out the best in teams and leaders alike. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Deepak Justin, CEO of DJ's Inner Circle. He's a dynamic leadership coach and speaker, and today he'll be sharing his insights on lead like a pro, grow like a beast, unlock your team's superpower. Let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Deepak Justin.
Thank you. Okay, welcome back everybody after the break. I think you people are enriched with some snacks and some coffee and tea. The morning 3 sessions were too much on technology, driven by technology, sponsored by technology, spoken by technology, a lot of tech talk. Well, the person standing in front of you is not going to speak tech. This is not going to be tech talk. This is going to be people talk. Well, most of you have heard of, from the morning you've been hearing about how technology can be used as a catalyst to leverage your business. I'm going to talk just the opposite. How people can be used to leverage your business. Okay, fine. So, excuse me, I think I've left the presenter. No, I don't have a presenter. Is there? No, it's not there. You can check on the table. Is there? On that. And because I spoke against technology, technology is not favoring me. Technology is telling you want to speak against me? How dare you? I won't support you. But it's okay. You can still have a people-to-people person, heart-to-heart talk. Okay, let me ask you a very simple question. I'm going to talk about leadership. And the question is this. Why do we need good leaders today? More than at any other time in the existence of humankind, why do we need good leaders today? Anybody? To create more leaders. Okay, what else?
To drive people.
To drive people. Okay, what else? To give a vision. What else? To inspire. Okay, you know what all your answers have in common? They're all wrong. Or at least they're not the top in my list. The reason why we need good leaders today is because there are so many bad leaders out there. There are so many bad leaders out there in any sphere. Look at the field of sports, in the field of politics, in the field of business. We have such terrible leaders. So I'm here to tell about how as a leader you can make a world of a difference. So the next slide is all about success, and I don't want to ask you as to what it takes to becoming a success, because I think the answers would not stop by tomorrow. Everybody has their own formula for success, and we are here only for that. For success, for tasting success, and if you're tasting success at the highest level, you're probably wanting more. Success is a huge drug, and as with any other drug, it is quite addictive as well. Okay, fine. So, one of the simplest definitions I learned for success is this, in business in particular. Okay, small introduction about myself. Running short of time, she didn't introduce, but I'm going to take 2 minutes to introduce myself. Corporate trainer, motivational speaker, 5 times TEDx speaker, 6 times represented India in the World Championship of Public Speaking, 3 titles given Silver Tongue Orator of India, Rockstar of Toastmasters in India, and International Poet of Merit. And last month I was felicitated as the best corporate trainer in the state of Karnataka, including Bangalore. So whatever money you're getting, you got to share 50% because I did your job. Okay, fine. So we're here to taste success, right? So when I started my company, which is all into corporate training, the first thing that I did was to go and check out as to what it takes to being a success in corporate training. So I had a lot of problems, and I didn't have an official mentor at that time. So I went to my unofficial mentor, which was my father, and I told him, okay, I have a series of problems. And Dad said, what is your problem? I said, okay, my problem is I don't have investors to invest in my business. Where to scale up my business, I need money. So the problem is money. My father said, your problem is not money. And he gave me some answer. And the same answer is repeated after every single time I went over the problem. After a few months, I went up to him and I told him, I have a problem with getting a client. And he said, your problem is not getting a client. And he repeated the same line. After some time, I went up to him and I told him, my problem is competition. I have clients now and my competitors are entrenching into the same territory. And again, he said the same sentence. And the sentence that he said was just this. He said, you have no idea. I said, yes, I have no idea. That's why I came to you. And then he said, no. You need ideas. Okay, I request my friend, you can just keep changing the slides. Okay, fine. So, yeah, so the next slide, please. Thank you so much. Yeah, you need ideas. So, if you think your problem in your business is finance, no, please don't. If you think your problem in business is money, then I'd probably say you have no idea as to how to raise monies. If you believe competition is your basic, thank you so much. Okay, fine. What's your good name? Syed. Everybody, please give a round of applause for Syed. Everybody, yeah. Big round of applause. Come on, you did a good job. You got another one. Yeah, come on, GST is not yet enforced for clapping. Okay, fine. So this is one. This is forward step. This one. Thank you so much. Okay, fine. So if you probably are wondering, how to beat competition, and if you have no idea, then you need an idea. Okay, I'll give the simplest example. This is probably the simplest of all examples of how an idea can transform a business. Right now, there was this shop that was there in Mumbai, the garment store, and this particular garment store had no competition. See, on either side of the road, there's no one over there. So he was just laughing his way to the bank, absolutely laughing his way to the bank. And let's just call him Shop 1. Let's not embarrass the person over there. So after a period of time, people saw that there's potential, so someone set up 2 shops flanking him on either side. Let's call them Shop 2 and Shop 3. Now, obviously, if a person were to enter from this side of the road, they will step into Shop number 2. If they're entering from that side of the road, they'll step into Shop number 3. Now, obviously, this guy got flanked, sandwiched between the 2 extremes, that he did not know what to do. And over a period of time, he almost paled to insignificance because the business got taken by shop number 2 and shop number 3. So what he wanted to do was, he had no idea as to how to beat competition. He wanted to get relocated to another place. He thought, let me close shop and start some other business. He thought of several other ways of navigating with his business. But then someone came across and suggested a very simple idea. They said, just do this. Just put across a small board saying main entrance. So anyone entering from this side of the road will think, oh, main entrance udhar hai. Anyone entering from that side of the road will again think, oh, that's the main entrance. And they had salespeople deputed at the corner of the street saying, sir, are you looking for garments? Let me take you through the main entrance. So it's a very simple idea. He didn't change any of his dynamics. The business dynamics was not changed at all. It is just a simple idea that went about changing everything. Okay? Fine. So, and what happened? The other 2 shops closed. And they had no idea as to why their shops actually closed. Now, as a leader, you shouldn't be an anybody. You shouldn't be an everybody. You shouldn't be a nobody, precisely. Some people are there like that. You got to be a somebody. And you got to be somebody smart. You got to be somebody smart but not arrogant. Now, a couple of months back, I was actually sharing stage space for a panel discussion in which people were talking about leveraging technology. And there was this particular gentleman to whom questions were posed after the panel discussion was over. There was an open house where audience could ask questions. And for every question, this particular gentleman said, oh my God, you do not even know what that means? You do not have a solution for us? So definitely you're smart. His scholastic records show that yes, he was truly smart and he had gone to the enviable education institutions in the world. But I think his arrogance was a huge put down. As a leader, please do not be that. Creative, you got to be somebody creative, but not impractical. Well, I'm a mentor for a few organization startups. I gave a TED talk on entrepreneurship, and after that, a lot of startups started calling me for boot camps because there's a simple formula that I derived in that particular TED talk. And people ask me as to how they can navigate their entire business, especially startups. Now, I found that a lot of people are highly creative. And I started my career in advertising, and one of the greatest definitions of creativity that I learned in business was this: it's creative if it sells. Otherwise, it's not creative. It is just a stupid idea that can be probably put across in your social media platforms. Be kind, but not weak. A lot of people think it's very cool to be rude. It's cool to be not kind. It's cool to be unkind. It's cool to be blunt. It's cool to be ruthless and shrewd. But kindness is still a virtue, and that kindness has got such a snowballing of an effect that it tries to permeate across the entire organization. Okay, be strong but not a bully. Strength of an organization is derived from its leader. I still remember I was working for this particular organization in Bangalore, and the head office was in Mumbai. There was this particular quarter that the company was doing very bad. So the top bosses came all the way from Mumbai, and they blasted the living daylight out of the boss that we were reporting to. We could see through the conference room he was getting fired, LRs, left, right and center. And he came out and his face was totally flustered. And this particular lady came in and she said, "Boss, can I make a move?" He smiled at her and said, "Why do you want to play chess?" Because he make a move in chess. His sense of humor was so sweet, and he was emotionally strong over there, not to reflect. The next boss who came across was a person who was strong, and every time he got fired. And he started fighting everybody. So strength is not just physical, but it's emotional, it's financial, it is social, emotional, and everything put together. Be humble but not timid. The rate at which technology is moving today, the rate at which knowledge is exploding today, it's virtually impossible for everybody to keep in touch with all the emerging trends. Now, I read a statistic somewhere that said that if all the must-read books that are recommended by Amazon, if all the must-read books as recommended by Amazon were to be read for just 1 year, it would take you 18 years for you to complete without a break. So you can imagine, obviously, it is impossible for us to keep up with all the knowledge that is exploding. So humility is definitely a virtue. But humility is not timidity. Be thoughtful but not lazy. A lot of times when a client says, "I'll get back to you," it means he's not thinking. They're not thoughtful, they're just lazy, they just want to defer certain things. Okay, fine. Most importantly, one of the most critical things that's required for a leader is to be a killer communicator. I did corporate training in this particular company, and there's this top bosses of that particular company who went on a boot camp just to refresh themselves, and the boardroom had its spelling changed. It read B-O-R-E-D. And the employees deliberately put it across in order to show how boring the leader's communication is. So if you want to be an efficient leader, this is something, I belong to a movement called Toastmasters International. And one of the past presidents of Toastmasters International had this beautiful line to say. He said, if you want to succeed in life, you don't need to be a good communicator. But if you want to be a leader in any sphere of life, one of the most important qualities required for you is communication. And in communication, recently I did a training program for a company on multi-generational barriers. Today people are talking about cross-cultural barriers, no, multi-generational. They're living in a dimension. Vicky was talking about it. Generations. There are at least 5 generations of people in an organization. Okay, fine. So I will give you a very simple, if I were to probably take, if I were to ask her to call me up, what would I do? How would I show that as a signal? Non-verbal communication. How do I show it? Call me. If I were to say call me, you do this, right? Okay, fine. So if I were to say I want to take a picture with you, Vicky, how do I do this? Right? Okay, fine. So if I were to say, okay, lower the window of the car, how do you do? This, right? Let me tell you, if I were to tell you a group of people don't know the meaning of these signals, do you call them dumb? No. They belong to the next generation. The Gen Z do not say, call me. Go to a person who's less than 10 years old and tell them, how do you make a call? They'll say like this. They don't make a call like this. They make a call like this. And tell them how do you take a picture? No, it's this, with a pouting lip. This is how they take pictures. And when was the last time you lowered a window in a car like this? You do it like this. Do you understand that the communication has changed and a lot of people have not changed? We still remember calls. No, they're looking, what is this? When have we ever held a phone like this? Even in the old-fashioned landlines, we never held a phone like this. Now, one of the things required for being a killer communicator is to being a good storyteller. Again, one of the preceding speakers in the morning mentioned about it. And this is one of my favorite stories. Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, had to present his company. He could have presented it any which way or the normal, mundane, boring way in which CEO was present. The vision statement, mission statement, features, attributes, benefits, nothing. He presented it in the form of an audience engagement and a small story. This is how he presented it. He said, how many of you in this audience exercise? That's what he said. I'm not asking you. You don't need to raise your hand. Okay, you exercise, good for you, sir. Okay. So, about 50% of the audience raised their hand. And he said, how many of you exercise every single day? About 50% of the hands came down. And he said, how many of you exercise every single day, no matter what? No matter what. You know, whether it's raining, whether it is pouring, whether it is blistering in terms of the humidity, whether you're having a headache, whether you have an important presentation, you don't give any excuses, but you say, no, I've got to put on my shoes and I've got to hit the road. And hardly 5 people are present in the audience. And he looks at them and he says, the next time you wake up in the morning, put on your shoes, jogging shoes, go on the road, and it's extremely cold, the fabric of your entire being is telling, please, I want another extra hour of sleep, but you battle against all those odds and you press through and you're still running, you find someone standing at the lamppost cheering for you. That is Nike. What a way to define Nike. In one instant, he found that everybody in the audience wanted to be those 5 people who were standing, and it became an aspirational brand. Can you be a killer communicator? Work on your communication skills. Today I do a lot of personal coaching. And most leaders, there's a director of finance who moved all the way from London to India, and he said, teach me how to tell Bollywood stories. I said, hello, India is just not Bollywood. We have Hollywood, we have Tollywood, we have sandalwood, we have all the other woods also. And some people just have wood also. So you should understand that it's not just one particular market. So this is a person who wants to know how to add a more verb into his presentations with the power of storytelling. Okay, fine. So most important thing for success in business is you need money. And it's not important to just need ideas. And this is again the earliest lesson that I've learned when it comes to making money. Business is a game of ratios. Business is a very simple game of ratios. Very simple, like say for instance, sir, what's your name, sir? You've got a lovely smile, yeah. Okay, Gajendra, okay fine. Oh, you're the next speaker, okay, fantastic. So I'll not pick on you. Okay. Okay, fine, so I'll probably use Gajendra. Okay, fine, Gajendra. Now just imagine you're a salesperson, I'm a salesperson, we both are reporting to him, he's our boss, okay? And the boss calls us to the cabin and he says, okay, fine, so how much is your strike rate, your batting average? And Gajendra, you say that, okay, 9 out of 10 clients is mine. I'm going to hit 10 clients and my strike rate is 9 out of 10. Boss is very happy. And I tell him, boss, my strike rate is 10%. Who do you think the boss will be impressed with? Anyone? Obviously Gajendra, right? But if the boss is smart, he will ask me, 10% of what? If Gajendra had to meet 10 clients, and if he strikes 9 of them, his strike rate is only 9 at the end of the month. But if I've approached 100 customers, prospective customers, and if I have a strike rate of 10%, I've done one up over him. So business is all about the game of ratios and understanding how ratios actually work. Okay, fine. Third most important thing is building strong teams. Okay, I've got to ask you a series of very, very simple questions. Who invented the light bulb? Fast. Excellent. Okay, who invented the telephone?
Graham Bell.
Okay, who invented computer? Okay, who invented radio? Marconi. Who discovered America?
Columbus.
Awesome. Okay, all of you got 5 and 5 right. Give us a big round of applause. Awesome. Yeah.
One thing wrong.
Okay, fantastic. It's okay, sir. Let's not debate on that. It's not our Club Goswami show. Please, let's leave it. Okay.
Edison didn't invent the
Sorry,
bulb.
sir?
Edison didn't invent the bulb.
Edison did. Yeah. Tesla did. Huh?
Not Tesla.
That's all that. Sir, we meet up for lunch, sir. There's no time. She'll stand up and she'll tell, her style of telling your time is up, she'll stand up. Okay. I've just learned it from the morning, okay. So we'll just keep it for the record that, okay, fine, like, in case anybody is. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Those are all 20th century questions that I asked you. Now let me ask you 21st century questions, okay? Fine, 21st century questions. Now, I'm going to ask you 5 questions fast. Anyone knows the answer for all the 5 questions, please raise your hand, okay? Who invented AI? Who invented chatbot? Who invented the laptop, the presenter? And who invented AI? Sorry?
Indians.
All the 5 answers. Anybody knows?
Indian.
All Indians.
4,
Indians.
All Indians.
All Indians.
4, 3, 2, 1. Any intelligent guesses?
Anglo-Indian from India. Yeah, he's
Sir, you should be the next speaker, sir. Please. Okay. Okay, fine. So, okay, if you are thinking in terms of organizations, you're 100% right. Because all the inventions and discoveries of the 20th century and before could be attributed to an individual. But all the inventions and discoveries of the 21st century and beyond could be attributed to a group of people who come together to form teams. And if you are a leader, your job is to ensure that those teams are nurtured to becoming strong teams. And let me tell you the difference between a good and a bad leader. Can I call my friend Chester to come over here? Please, could you please step forward? Okay. Yeah, please stand here. I'm going to do something to Chester, okay? So you got to tell me, face the audience, first, come. Okay, you got to tell me exactly what I'm doing, and we'll take it from there. Yeah. What do you think I did? Pulling her back. Anything else? Okay, fine. Now what do you think I'm doing? Pushing you forward. What else? Repositioning. Then? Okay, thank God. Last time someone said posh case. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Bear this. This is probably the greatest lesson of leadership. When I'm pushing someone behind, I am also going behind. My team is also going behind. My organization is also going behind. But when I push a person forward, not only I'm moving forward, the person is moving forward, my team is moving forward, the organization is moving forward. This is leadership. This is leadership, and this is the secret towards building strong teams. Thank you so much. If you have the capacity to build that kind of a strong team, a team will never ever leave. And I'd like to play a small video. If you could probably run me side, play this particular. Okay, I'm not advocating towards drinking of beer, but not asking you to subscribe to this particular brand of beer. But I was given to understand that this particular advertisement is based on a true story. A group of friends decided to play basketball every weekend. And then one of them met with an accident and he lost his legs. Now, the entire team would have isolated, abandoned him, or in Gen Z language, cancelled him. And they could have started playing. But they said, we will also buy wheelchairs and we will learn the craft of playing the game on a wheelchair. What does it take to create that kind of a dedication? What does it take to create that kind of a bonding with teams? The word is purpose. A lot of people just give targets to employees. How many of them give a purpose? For the paucity of time, I'll just mention the name and of the person, Simon Sinek, and the concept that he pioneered, the Golden Circle. He says, the companies that start with why at the center of the Golden Circle are more successful than those companies that start with the what. Most companies, you ask them, what do you do? They tell, I'll try to say, like, who are you? They tell what they do, but they don't tell why they do what they do. And he gives examples of companies like Apple that are total game changers because they start with the why and the purpose is clearly defined. I was doing training for a startup considered to be one of the fastest growing startups in Bangalore city. Now this startup had a founder who was passionate, so passionate about technology that people who walked into the organization, all engineers, fell in love with technology. If they had an idea, he would sit with them and he would champion the cause for them as to how they could go through the entire process of converting that idea into reality with the power of technology. The company started growing and they got another CEO to take over at the helm of affairs of this organization. And this founder was moved to another function and he's working on the IPO of that particular company. Slowly but surely, people are quitting the organization because the other CEO put a system in place, a hierarchy in place, and people believe that the purpose of being passionate about technology, which was the reason why they stuck to the company, was today totally nullified. Today the problem in the company is they're having issues of attrition, which is something that they never ever had. Okay, fine. So as my time is limited, I think I'm the only speaker who didn't deserve a standing ovation from the lady. I would just like to have a quick recap. I still have 2 more minutes, okay? Okay, fine. I'll just have a quick recap. First thing, do you have any idea how to succeed? If you don't, please get ideas. Second thing, be a somebody. Somebody who's smart, somebody who is sensitive, somebody who's creative, and somebody who's a killer communicator. Understand ratios. Ratios are the key to success in an organization. Build strong teams because it's virtually impossible for you to do everything by yourself. You need teams in order to foster growth, success, and prosperity for your organization. And the last but not the least, lead with a purpose. So you see, I'm a Toastmaster. My name is Deepak Justin. People call me DJ. I just like to probably leave you with a small toast because you people have all come over here. They just serve coffee, but let me serve a hypothetical toast. Ladies and gentlemen, let everybody else be content with running businesses only for money, but not you. Let everybody else build business without a purpose, but not you. Let everybody else treat their employees like cogs in a machine, but not you. Let everybody else cut costs in the name of efficiency, but not you. Let everybody else see competition as a threat, but not you. Let everybody else chase success without a soul, but not you. Let everybody else start businesses that just make money and eventually would fade away or get sold, but not you. Because you are here not to build a business, but to leave a legacy. You are here not to build a business, but to create excellence that will transpire not across a lifetime, but for lifetimes to come. You are here not to set up yet another business that just makes profit, but a business that inspires and serves generations to come in a language that the future generations also understand. Because you're here, to provide the future with a vision and not just to follow trends. Because you are here to make a difference not only to yourself but the world around you, because you are here for the rise. You are here for the rise 2.0. Thank you so much. Those are my coordinates. And I still have a question answer. Hello, madam. Yeah. For others, at least you stood there. For me, you're coming on the stage. Okay, any questions, any clarifications? Oh, two ladies. Wow.
I have a question.
Yeah, please. No?
So you talked about the purpose.
Yeah.
So I run a fitness brand. I have a purpose, but how to translate that to my employees? Because for them I feel like money is just a purpose because they are an employee earning kharcha hona sab kuch.
Okay, what's your name?
Nimansha.
Nimansha. Yes. Okay. Numerology. Okay, thanks. Okay, Nimansha. Now, what do you think is better to inspire a person? Can I just tell the mission, the job description? Or what is the why you started a fashion business?
No, fitness
business, sorry. Why did you start?
So I started because my father passed away because of the lifestyle disease. So I started from there and I have been helping people to reverse their lifestyle issues, right? Whether it is cholesterol, fatty liver and all. So that was my purpose, that nobody should die because of the lifestyle issue. And I have this motto of making India obesity free. So that was my purpose, my why I started.
You don't have a business, you have a lofty purpose. And what you have is much more greater than business. Try to breathe in this purpose, stand on stages like this, try to spell out, because I think that story that you said in just one sentence, that your father passed on because of a lifestyle issue, because of fitness, is actually the drive and the fuel. Let me tell you, that fire, that passion that you can ignite, that you've ignited in yourself, you can ignite in others as well. So I think if you can properly craft a story, I'll tell you this story. My company's name is DJ's Inner Circle. Years ago, I acted in a play called Alexander. In that play, there were two mentors that Alexander had. One was a mentor called Leonidas, and the other mentor was Aristotle. Everybody knew Aristotle. Aristotle told to Alexander, go and conquer the world on the outside. But Leonidas said, conquer the world on the inside. Then every other conquest on the outside will be absolutely null and void. So anybody joining my organization, I play a song called Alexander the Great for them. And I'll tell them, you are the next Alexander, and I don't want you to conquer the world on the outside, I want you to conquer the world on the inside. The philosophy behind our company is very simple. People say the purpose of every business is to create a satisfied employee. I say no, create a satisfied customer. But I say create a satisfied employee, and the satisfied employee will create a satisfied customer. That is the world on the inside that Leonidas is talking about. Let me be your Leonidas, and I want you to be my Alexander. When you tell that they get charged, they get fired, you should see them. They speak Greek and Latin after that. Because they're so inspired. You have a very inspirational story. You have a very powerful story. Touch base with every employee and ask them about one person they lost. Could have been even a pet that they had. Whom they lost. Try to always focus on them. I'm sure you've read this motivational quote that says, every time you want to quit, ask yourself why you began. So it's a very simple thing, so you tell them very clearly in case they want to quit, in case they do not want more than money. You'll find that money is definitely not a motivator forever. Money does inspire, but if you want a person who wants to achieve much more, you need better drivers in life, better values and better virtues. You started on solid ground, absolutely solid ground, and I tell you what, the fire and the passion that you have, you need to craft it in the form of a story and breathe it into them. Make them create stories on their own so that they start owning and belonging with a sense of pride to the fitness revolution that you have. An obesity-free country, you should make a badge for them. That's the mission of your thing. You should make t-shirts for them. You should make them design it. You should design the whole space in such a way that it tries to ooze out the philosophy of what it is. So I think once you do that, inspiration is not a word, it becomes a discipline with which you run your organization.
Thank you.
Take a nice photo. I don't think you can. Yeah, one stylish photo. Yeah. Good.
Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Deepak Singh. Can we have you on the stage, Deepak? So I was very afraid to stand up in front of you. Please come on the stage. So we have a felicitation. I would invite Mr. Suresh from Freshworks to do the felicitation.